Okay, I'm going to say shalom to everyone. I'm going to get into a quick video that I wanted to get into earlier. It's not going to be too long because I was looking at a particular video. First and foremost, thank the Most High for the first day of the week. Thank the Most High for the Shabbat that just went past. There was a few holy days as well. Thank the Most High for that. But I wanted to get into this particular video on how, as people, how we conduct ourselves when it comes down to our behavior. I was looking at a video that vexed my spirit, of course, when it comes down to a particular group that's putting out the truth on a very strong level. I noticed there are other people that like to come against this particular group more than any other group out there. But I looked at an upload around August the 25th on someone that posted a video, talking about the money that's being made. A specific person, he's making $450,000 a year and all that. I mean, man, that stuff right there is. I mean, what's wrong with us? Like, when it comes down to it, what are we worried about what somebody else make, unless you're not making it yourself? So I want to go into this real quick. When it comes down to our people, when they are in a group, and then all of a sudden they come out of the group because of something they didn't like, and then now they want to come against an elder of a group. Tearing is almost to the point where you're tearing this person down. And I'm going to show you in scripture how that's against the scripture, and you're sinning against your brother, and it's a sin. Okay, period. If you have an issue with someone, you go to that person and talk to them privately. And then if they don't hear you, then you bring two witnesses, at least three. And if they don't hear you, then you go into the church and you speak. And if then they don't hear you, consider that person a heathen or a publican. That's in scripture. We're going to go to the scriptures, and I'm going to show you that. To make a video and come against your own brother or sister or any person is silly. It's dumb, to be honest. I don't know no other word for it. It's just you're emotional. You don't do that. You if you have an issue with somebody, you talk to them, and that's the way you deal with it. Don't go behind their back and talk and gossip against that person. You're a coward when you do that. That's just what it is. Or make a video between you and some brothers coming together with scripture, chip chopping the scripture all up, butchering it all up when it comes down to the context and interpretation. Right? That's just not the way to go. It's a way that the children of Israel, we supposed to carry ourselves. So when I'm looking at this particular video, it was like 2 hours. It was like a 2 hour long video. Like everything was about one person, this particular elder. And I'm like, how is this of Christ at all? It's not. Even if you're right about everything you're saying, it's still wrong in the manner in which it's being presented. You don't supposed to do it that way, because there's a way. I mean, you're talking about Democrats and Republicans. They don't tell us everything that they're talking about. They come to an agreement. We know that they're disagreeing on certain things. So we let them go into their little meetings and figure out a way to scam the government, to scam the citizens. You understand? Even the Gentiles got their stuff together. So when it comes down to us blacks and us minorities, which is the children of Israel scattered throughout the four corners, is always an issue. We come out and cry out like some kids on a video because you're emotional. Okay, they're putting a lot of fluoridation in these waters, man, and we maybe need to stop using so much plastic bottled water, because a lot of us are becoming soft like women. Okay, period. Now I'm just going to be real. So let's go to Matthew chapter 18 verse 15, right? Let me put it close so I can see this. Matthews 18 and 15. And it says, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee. So right here it's telling you, if it's going to tell you exactly what you should do if your brother trespass against you, if he sinned against you, if he said something that hurt you or whatever, you this is a brother. You're targeting one person, so that means you don't have an issue with the whole church. Okay, so it's the actual person is being targeted. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. You go to him and talk to him privately. Okay? If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. So if he hear you, you've gained him. Which means, here means everything is being eliminated. There's no more issues. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in thy mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. So when they're establishing a word, you're either writing down what was being said, everything is being together as a unit, so everyone can understand what's going on. Okay? Verse 17, if he shall neglect to hear them, so the witnesses, okay, tell it unto the church. So you see the order in which things supposed to be established. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. So when you go into the word heathen, you're considered like an animal now, a locust. Now you are what you would call as how the other nations deal with you. They come against you and conspire and gossip and mock and laugh and do things to destroy you, because that's the only thing that's left for you to be, is a destroyer. Now we understand the spirit in which you are working, which is under Satan. That's the main thing. So when you come against somebody just to be coming against them, there's an issue with you. Okay? So that's the reason why the Most High have us taking these steps here. So let's go to some more scriptures. And I'm going to show you the reason why. Give me a minute. I'm almost done. I just wanted to address this because, like I said, I see a lot of videos, that don't make sense. Like, just shut your YouTube site down if you're not going to preach the gospel or wake our people up. That's the main thing. We need to be waking our people up, teach the truth, and not harp on things that you feel emotionally against someone. If you have a problem with someone, go to them. The scriptures that I just read is very clear. If they don't hear you, then, boom, just take the information that you understand, that's true, that's real, that you like. Because I was looking at the video, the guy was like, hey man, he's a good teacher, he's a good preacher and all this, and well, just use what you can understand. Take a look at the positive aspects of our people and use that knowledge. Just use that knowledge and then keep it moving. All right, that's just how you're supposed to do it. Because all it's going to do is stress you out. You up there making a bunch of videos, sweating at your palms, sweating at your forehead, metritis, I don't know what, squeezing all your brain cells, and you up there, you look like a fool, man. Look like a fool. I'm not calling you a fool, but you look like an idiot. Period, man. That's dumb. I don't know another word. It's just stupid. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 9, verse 7. Okay, so usually what I'm understanding is someone don't like to be reproved usually, and then they get offended. They turn into women. That's what it says. It actually says it in scripture that our men should become like women. It's in scripture. Proverbs 9 and 7. He that reproveth a scorner, because a lot of us are scorners. That's what we are. Getteth to himself shame. He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth to himself a blot. Which means when you're on YouTube and all that, there are many people that will come in, that will eventually probably view your videos. So what happens is they feel a certain way, but they're a scorner. Really, they have a spirit of a scorner within them. Then eventually they feel your words are reproving them. So now a spirit get up in there and make them act a certain way. So that's why I say it's a blot, which means they will, if they in your face, they'll actually hit you. They'll become physical, but if they can't get you physically, they'll make a video about you or videos about you because they feel a certain way. So that's mainly what they're fighting. They're fighting a spirit. So it's just something that we need to learn how to deal. We need to learn how to deal with the positive aspects of what we have, our gifts, and just keep it going. Don't get caught up in the negativity, because once you start making videos against someone else, you better make sure that you are 100% perfect, because you're actually, defaming that person. It becomes to the point where you are defaming a person opposed to uplift our brothers and sisters, not come against them just because they did something to you and you don't like it. Nah, that's not the way we're supposed to operate, and that's very stressful on the body. If you don't like it's real easy. If you don't like what someone did to you, talk to them personally. Don't, what I'm saying, face to face, or if you have to exchange emails or whatever, you talk to that person face to face. And if they still don't want to hear your side of the story, they don't want to deal with you, then you take, you get one or two witnesses, 3 witnesses, then you talk. If they still don't want to hear you, okay, then you go to the church. And then eventually, if they still don't want to hear you, what does Scripture tell you? I'm gonna read it again so it'll be very clear. It's not hard though. Let's go to verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. Which means now you are like locusts. Because when you look up the word heathen, you're considered like a troop of animals. And that's what the other nations act like, a bunch of animals. Going around fighting in Palestine and all those areas, a bunch of animals. And the Most High is showing punishment to these people that's doing it, getting trampled. 700 people died over there in Mecca, acting like animals, because that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a false religion. You get what comes to you. Now, like I said, I don't like to hear stuff like that. It hurt me before any person to get hurt. But based on what I'm reading here in Scripture, I'm using this Scripture as a map, and I'm looking at world history. I'm looking at Scripture, and I'm looking at how our people are reacting, making videos against each other to tear another person down. Because that's all it's about, to get notoriety on YouTube so you can get some views on your site or your channel. Okay? But that's not the way you do it. You don't supposed to direct your videos and specifically put out a person's name. You see what I'm saying? If you have a person with that, you have an issue with that particular person, you call them out like, hey man, I have an issue with you. Can I talk to you? That's just the way it goes. You don't supposed to do the reverse and come out with a public video, how much this church make and all that. And come on, man, that's not the way. What is that? That's a bunch of men up here gossiping like a bunch of women. We might as well be another series of soap operas up here dealing with a bunch of. We might as well be, what is it, Extra and all these other paparazzi going around putting up videos. And what's the difference? We're supposed to be different than the Gentiles. That's why the Most High said it very clearly. I'm going to read it one more time, because Israel have to hear things over and over. Verse 17, and if ye shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. The reason why heathen is there, when you look up the word heathen, it correlates with the word, which is interchangeable, Gentile. So that Gentiles seek after being evil and scornful, trying to get notoriety of somebody else. Oh, okay, they do that. Come on now. But all your TV shows and all that is based on gossip. What she say and what he say. Then they come together and talk junk, being a tail barrier. What is that? You're acting like an animal. Only animals act a certain way. The children of Israel, we're supposed to be totally different than the other nations. We're supposed to be a light unto the Gentiles. That's Isaiah 49:6. How can you be a light to a Gentile when you're acting like a Gentile? You see what I'm saying? So the best approach is, the best way to deal with each other is be totally the reverse of what Satan laid in place for us to be. their courts and all that is just for us to be more caught up as criminals so we can get locked up. No, if you got an issue with a person, go to them. And if that doesn't work, get 2 witnesses. That don't work, then you get rid of that person or don't deal with them. It's just that simple. But then the scriptures even tell you how many times are you supposed to forgive your neighbor or your brother. It says 70 times 7. So the scriptures don't give leeway for you to make a public announcement or a video against someone you don't like or you have an issue with. That is emotional behavior based on the manifestation of someone putting a video. That's what that is. Okay, so I'm done. 15 minutes, stomach growling, time to eat. I thought I would put this up, man, because like I said, this is all to, iron sharpens iron. We need to do better as people, man. That's all I'm saying. We can do better as people. We can do better. There you have it. Shalom.